can become enlightened. So if you do this and this and this, then you'll become enlightened. This is the teaching of imprisonment. It imprisons us in the treadmill, the prison of separate individuality with choice. And we go on and on. We can go on and on for years eating rice and meditating in caves and nothing happens simply because we are trying to become enlightened. There is no such thing as an enlightened person. There never has been. No person has ever become enlightened. Because the whole idea of a person becoming enlightened is a total contradiction. It's a total ignorance. Awakening is the realization that there is no one. When the seeker drops away, there that which is sought becomes apparent. But it becomes apparent to no one. It just is apparent. Because, of course, it never came and it never went away. That which we seek is always present, is totally constant. That which we long for is already this. It just sits and watches us rushing around looking for it. The imaginary us. It is oneness. It is aliveness. It's nothing like the picture we have or the picture we're presented with about enlightenment. We are, the mind has an idea of what enlightenment is like. It's very beautiful and very still and all-seeing and all-knowing. All problems are no more exist. There's no anger. There's just a lovely sort of fluffy, gorgeous. This is the idea. But when awakening happens, it's a total surprise. It's a total surprise to that which still has an idea of what it was going to be like. Awakening is totally natural and totally ordinary. Oneness, aliveness is totally natural, totally ordinary, and wonderful. Far more wonderful than this thing here can ever imagine. This thing here has got such a silly idea of what enlightenment or awakening is. But when awakening is seen by no one, it's realized that that liberty, that freedom, the nature of natural seeing is just so colossal. It's boundless. It's boundless freedom. Everything arises in boundless freedom. It's falling in love with this. We walk round this, walking around simply in love with this, with whatever is. We found at last, well, we haven't found, when we are no more, what is found is the perfect lover. The perfect lover who never leaves, never judges, totally is the expression of unconditional love in everything. And the aliveness that I speak about is the aliveness of emptiness and fullness, of nothing and everything. This is the nature of radical aliveness. It comes out of source, it comes out of nothing, and it is nothing appearing as everything. So there's a different fullness in it. It's a wholeness that we can't see all the time that we are something, an individual. All the time that we are an individual, we don't see clearly. We see through a veil. And when we look with the eyes of a businessman. Because somewhere, when we look at things as separate individuals, we either look to protect ourselves from what is seen or to get something from that which is seen. We don't look as lovers. We don't look as lovers. We look as business people. That's natural. There's nothing right or wrong with that. That's the way it is. That's the game that oneness plays, pretending to be two, pretending to be fine, pretending to be greedy. That's the game. There's nothing right or wrong with it. That's the way it is. And then afterwards, when there is no one, what is seen uncluttered. Just what it is. The expression of unconditional love.